Canada is still considering its role in all of this and what our military is capable of offering. Families of diplomats at the embassy in Ukraine and military personnel have now been ordered out of the country. Our Ottawa Bureau Chief Mercedes Stephenson is looking at that angle tonight. Mercedes?
Donna, Canada now says that diplomats' families must leave Ukraine due to the ongoing military buildup and what the minister's office described as, quote, destabilizing activities in and around Ukraine. This follows the lead of the United States, which ordered diplomats' families to leave the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv on Sunday. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his cabinet are still deliberating over what next steps they might take to help Ukraine. He's expected to make an announcement here tomorrow in Ottawa on that. National security sources say they expect Ottawa and the Liberal government to approve a shipment of hundreds of guns and ammunition for the Ukrainian military. It is unclear, though, if Ottawa is considering Ukraine's request for more troops on Operation Unifier in Ukraine. The government could also choose to put more troops into the region around Ukraine by beefing up Operation Reassurance, which is based in Latvia and the Mediterranean Sea, but it could expand back out to countries like Romania, where we've had a presence before. Sources say that Canada is not looking to fight a war and does not believe the small contribution of guns and ammo to the Ukrainian military is going to make any kind of a strategic difference. But this, Donna, really is about a signal of support and showing NATO-wide deterrence, something allies are collaborating on. The Canadian government is also bracing for the potential of more cyber attacks from Russia, according to national security sources, when those additional supports for Ukraine are announced in the coming days. Another potential trigger, a planned visit for the Minister of National Defense, Anita Anand, to Ukraine. That certainly, they think, could trigger more cyber attacks on Canada. Donna?
All right, Mercedes Stephenson in Ottawa, thanks. Canada has the largest Ukrainian population outside of Ukraine and Russia. More than 1.3 million people identify as Ukrainian-Canadian, and many are increasingly uneasy about the uncertainty in their homeland. Mike Drolet has been speaking to some of them.
Even in 2016, when Maxim Stolyarevsky had a family reunion in Kyiv, he couldn't escape the feeling that Russia was at the doorstep. Tensions have been simmering, he says, every day since Ukraine's pro-Russian government was ousted in 2014.
We've been living under pressure and under stress for quite a while now, but definitely in the last months or so, I think that level of anxiety increased tenfold.
Russia is all Ukrainian-Canadians are talking about right now. Toronto's Christine Eliashevsky, who lives off and on in Ukraine, says the uncertainty has left many ill at ease.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared, but I am very, very anxious. I'm worried. I don't know what's going to happen, and nobody knows what's going to happen.
Canada has a large Ukrainian population, 1.4 million based on the last census, mostly in Western Canada and the prairies. They've been vocal in their attempts to encourage Western governments to intervene on their behalf. But while the number of politicians who have posted pictures with the hashtag #StandWithUkraine banner creates conversation, words and pictures will only do so much.
We believe that the most effective way to deter further Russian invasion is to take proactive rather than reactive steps. Ukrainians are not asking anyone to fight for them, but they need our help to defend their country against a colonial power seeking their destruction.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has been very clear in recent years that he believes Ukraine is fundamentally part of Russia, even going so far as to call Russians and Ukrainians one people.
He won't go away, and I think Ukrainians will be faced with Putin and Russia for the rest of their lives, for the rest of history, until the regime changes in Russia.
That could make for a very cold future. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.